And I could always go back to when our founding fathers faced the fear of going against the greatest military power in the history of the world at that time to establish our nation. We could talk about the fear of a divided country during the years of the Civil War, or the fear of facing 2 world wars. But instead, what I wanted to talk to you about is faith. Our founding fathers had faith in their fellow citizens and in Providence that they could establish a new nation in this country based upon the principles that we see in our Constitution. Our forebears had faith that we could endure a civil war and that we could prevail during 2 world wars to help spread freedom around the planet. And now, let me back up. I'm going to add one more just because I'm a space guy. We had faith that we could conquer the unknown and land people on the moon. In America, when we have faith and put our mind to things, we can accomplish greatness. And if you look at the people who are opposing this bill, the reason that they are opposing this bill is because they are afraid of what would happen to the Constitution. Fear is what's driving most people not to support this bill. But I'm going to ask you to look at it from a faith perspective, because you have to remember, a runaway convention is not the final answer as to what happens to our Constitution. We are, the states are. Realize there are 99 legislative bodies across this country. In order for any amendment to be adopted by the Constitution, either through a convention of states or by an amendment sent out by Congress, 70 of those bodies at least have to approve it. Now, you all understand the debates we have with just 2 legislative bodies here in Arkansas. Imagine what it would take to get 70 bodies like our own to agree on something. Do you honestly believe that if this convention of states runs away and wants to propose a brand new constitution and say, do away with the Second Amendment, do away with the freedom of religion, or whatever great fear you have, do you honestly believe that 70 of our legislative bodies, 70 colleagues, groups of ours, 70 fellow bodies of Americans are going to adopt that? I don't. Do you? Let me throw this out. One of the provisions in this bill is to put term limits on congressmen. We've had that debate within our state. Imagine the fight that's going to ensue. What's that limit going to be? Is it going to be 10 years, 12 years, 15, 16 years? How easy do you think it's going to be to get 70 legislative bodies out of 99 to agree just on something as simple as that? So I'm asking you, because of the reasons that have been brought up, have faith in your fellow Americans. Because if we can't have faith in our fellow Americans that they love the Constitution just as much as we do, if we don't believe that 70 of the 99 legislative bodies are going to have the same love of the Constitution and are going to work to protect the Constitution just as much as we do, I would submit that the Constitution's already dead. I have faith in our fellow Americans, and I would ask you to join me to share that faith and to vote yes on this resolution.
By a vote of 56 yeas and 40 nays, the resolution is passed.
Go to conventionofstates.com, press the button, sign the petition. More importantly, get 10 of your friends to do the same. When you sign the petition, then that sends a letter to your state legislator. You go on the list in their district as a supporter. We deliver those lists to the state legislators. It means something to them.